Let me share an example of Ganesh Chaturthi, since it's a very popular festival in Maharashtra. We are looking at how does Bombay engage itself in Ganesh Chaturthi. Since we had already received and had analyzed a lot of secondary data which talked about tremendous growth in numbers of Ganpati idols going home. For one Thane city, I was looking at the figures and it showed a hike of almost 1.25 lakh new sets of Ganpati idols going to people's homes, which actually speaks about the scope for celebration inside the home. And it also tells you that Ganesha as an idol has got so democratized that he goes not only to a Maharashtrian's house, but to Punjabi's house, to a Parsi's house, to a Muslim's house. Everybody's home has Ganesha. There's also this part of modern day celebration of tradition. There's also this part of several products that get connected with it. So at home level, what would be bought if I have a Ganpati idol coming to my house for the first time is a thing that a modern retailer really needs to make note of. So it's not only about the idol, but it's about the decoration, it's about the flowers, it's about the prasad for at least 3 to 5 times till Ganesha is there. It's about a hand cart by which the immersion and bringing of idol will happen. It's about the idol itself, buying of the idol itself. It's about the CD that will be played for all the aartis that have to happen, because nobody knows aartis by heart, and gone are those days to learn them by heart, and things like that. There'll be modern day aartis, so you'll have different, probably A.R. Rahman playing some music which is about Ganpati. There'll be some entertainment program, a lot of clothing, because people engage in buying new clothes during this time, and several flowers required and things like that. Just see the list of products that comes out of a celebration of this kind. We're trying to look at Mumbai and Pune and their Ganpati celebration, and an interesting fact came out is that in Mumbai, if you have a Ganesha at home, you tend to do at least 5 visits around you. And if you don't have a Ganesha at home, people talk about 11 visits minimally to be done to see Ganeshas. So Mumbai's Ganpati is very people-oriented Ganpati. So you go to the pandals, you go to people's homes, and you become part of Aarti, you become part of programs. It's a very people-oriented kind of a Ganpati celebration. Fits very well into the mindset, as the mindset of Mumbaikars probably is. Whereas we were looking at Pune's Ganpati, and we find that Punekars also bring Ganpati home, but after the first day of home Ganpati, their Ganpati is all about the society, and their Ganpati is all about the top 5 Ganpatis of Pune. The Kasba Peth Ganpati, the Rangari Ganpati, the Dagdu Shet Ganpati. So they have prioritized in order, and everyone goes to visit them or are celebrating Ganpati in their own society. So the celebration is restricted or is defined in a very different way in both these places. So in Mumbai, people carry gifts, and it's not only about just a box of pedas, it's about carrying a Ganesh idol as a gift. There are return gifts that happen in Mumbai as Ganpati, people come and visit, So it is a huge gift economy that has developed. Mumbai has made it as cool as Christmas, New Year, birthday, and is enjoying it at a very different level. Whereas with Pune, it is all revisiting of tradition. So the same Tal, Dhol, Lejim is very, very critical during this time for Pune. So there is training on those kinds of grounds, and there is less glamour and more tradition. When as a modern retailer, you understand the two roots which are coming up, one that of tradition with the garb of modernity, and the other is public and traditional, the approach in which Ganpati needs to be addressed in terms of product availability, in terms of experiences, and in terms of communications has to completely be different with both these places. With Mumbai, if you distribute stickers to be stuck on your on your car which say Lal Bagh Ka Maharaja, people will just take it, buy it. Mumbai has this whole thing. It's a fervor of shopping, celebrating Ganpati in their own ways. So bandanas and cool CDs and small Ganpati idols to fit on my car, because let me bring Ganpati my way in to my house, even if I don't have idol sitting there. All those ideas start coming up very, very strongly. And interestingly, some part of Mumbai gets completely vacated during Ganpati. That's a very interesting thing. All the Konkan coast celebrates Ganpati in a third different way in the same state of Maharashtra. And people living in places like Dadar, Girgaon, Charni Road, hail or come from Konkan areas, and all of them almost vacate. So if you go and speak to big, sweetmeat shops, they say that we cannot serve to your needs after the second day, because our workers, take off. This is their annual off, and they go for Ganpati. So for them, Diwali is happening there, and they all carry Mumbai's products, including Mumbai Ka Peda, as a gift or as a prasad for their Ganpati happening at home. Just look at several layers that have opened up even in a short expression of this kind, that talks about the opportune space that Big Bazaar has to be able to celebrate. In Mumbai, Ganesha is decorated big time. Everyone prays and asks for a mannat to distribute or to give away a particular ornament. This time, the collection in Lal Bagh Ka Maharaja, highest amount of collection happened with hand being given as a gift to the god. Several body parts are being gifted to the god. On one particular day, the collection crossed the collection of Tirupati Balaji. So that's the kind of giving spirit. And whereas in Pune, giving is not common. Celebrating celebrating the tradition is common. So people walk for 7 to 8 hours for the immersion procession, and the famous Pune buns that happen. And Mumbaikars leave Mumbai after 5th day to watch out Pune, Nashik, Aurangabad celebrations of Ganpati. If we understand this as the ecologies, shift and make arrangements that happen during Ganpati as a celebration between Pune and Mumbai also, a whole lot of change and shift and make can happen inside our store. So we would probably, and you have to also know that most of the Ganpatis come to Mumbai from only Pen. And in Pen there are two places, Hamrapur and Pen. Pen makes traditional Ganpatis, Hamrapur makes the modern day Ganpatis. So if we are able to understand it, you will have Ganesha happening inside the store fully, and that is what we achieved this time. We had the Murtikars who came and made state-of-the-art Ganpatis. So we had people who came and booked. We had the albums like people go and select from, and we are able to offer Ganpati. And right from Durva, the holy grass which is offered to Ganesha as part of the floral offering that happens, to the prasads made by Panshikars, to the ornaments made by very, very renowned Maharashtrian brands like Vamanari Pethe, to everyday prasad that can be made available, to the clothing, to the new apparels and clothes for young children and women and saris. Everything happened inside Big Bazaar. And this time Big Bazaar Puja Thalis, this time Big Bazaar became the destination place for Maharashtrians to start shopping from Ganpati till the Puja Thali or till the clothes, everything in the range that a Maharashtrian family looks for. And we are able to crack some phenomenal numbers. Whether we are able to do that or not, we should be able to understand that if we are able to make this connect, it's the next year that you will see a very different picture that will emerge. In Pune, we were able to connect with societies. We did several prize distributions. We had some programs happening inside Big Bazaar where women came and celebrated Ganpati Puja. The day before Ganpati happens is a fast Haritalika, where the prayer to Parvati goddess happens before the Ganesha arrives, and women came and did it inside Big Bazaar. And there were several deals that were planned. There were several bundlings that happened. So for the fasting day, there was sabudana and groundnuts and peanuts and ghee, and for the rest of the days there was doodh masala, milk, ghee, sugar. They were bundled together, and there was sheer delightful experience for customers as well as the store people. That's another interesting thing. Everyone belongs to some community or the other, and when once products start picking up, once customers start coming in and asking questions, I'm sure the store wears a complete different look. I mean, I was so very happy to see completely different arrangements happening inside the store, and store looked like a Ganpati time store, and a great connect happens through that. So there are these kinds of events which can be understood, and the whole effort is, if one understood ethnography and anthropological understandings or sociological understandings as some kind of art, which it is not, it is a science. The journey from that art to making it into science is what will really be able to translate everything at the store level differently for the connect to happen. The whole effort we have built on creation of a property called Maharashtra Maaza, where we are talking about top brands to which Maharashtrian communities connect. We are looking at a range of products, right from flours to masalas to snacks to savories to sweets, with whom Maharashtrians as communities connect, and all right now at the level of food, and also sharbats and various decoctions, ready to eat foods, a whole range and diverse range from across various regions of Maharashtra being brought together at one place called Maharashtra Maaza. And today what we have started finding is locally people are asking for a particular product. A simple thing like a peanut powder, which is used very often by Maharashtrians and which has a huge amount of what we call as negative labor, is taken away, and a ready-made peanut powder is available today in our stores, and it's a rarity to find it, and it's very hard work to be able to make it. So I'm sure these are the nuances which will connect and which will tell people that Big Bazaar understands me better. At the store level, the store has now been able to identify and understand how to pick these products, how to present them, and they are also now being mainstreamized in terms of our own skills of marketing, of creating deals around them, using them into the category of B1G1, etc., which will further create penetration and build in a larger community connect, not only to Maharashtrians but to any non-Maharashtrian also. There will be an element of curiosity, exploration, discovery that will get built in the moment Big Bazaar decides to democratize it and make it available to a Maharashtrian in Maharashtra, a Maharashtrian in Gurgaon, and a Maharashtrian in Tamil Nadu. Everyone, and a non-Maharashtrian in Maharashtra, a non-Maharashtrian in Gurgaon, and a non-Maharashtrian in Tamil Nadu. Everywhere, anybody will be able to pick up this product, and I think there is no better expression of owning up a community that one can do than the way in which Maharashtra Maaza is building it up. And it's a very doable project, or very doable idea.